How do you develop the leadership skills of your employees? The first thing I would do is what I call expand their mind. You want to help them understand how their activities fit into the larger picture. That could be, in fact, I would start with, how do they see their role fitting into the larger department? How do they see their role fitting into the organization as a whole? Get them thinking bigger picture than the tactical stuff that they've been doing up to this point. This is important because it helps them understand how their piece will fit into the larger picture and thus be able to make choices that help that larger picture. It also is important to help them understand the longer timeline. Often, when you're an employee, you get caught up on what you need to achieve today or what you need to achieve this week. When a manager and when a leader needs to be thinking, what do they need to be worrying about 6 months from now? What do they need to be worrying about a year from now or longer? Help them see these larger pictures, expand their concept of what the work is. The second thing you want to do is you want to delegate authority. Now, this is more than just simply delegating an assignment or a task or project. You want to actually delegate the power to make decisions, to make judgment calls, so that they get a chance to actually take ownership of making a decision and figure out how to prioritize one choice over another. Now, this isn't to say that you send them off without any guardrails. You want to also set expectations. What are the boundaries that they need to work within? What is the outcome that you're expecting? And any other resource constraints that they need to be mindful of so that they can manage those decisions and resources accordingly. But give them the structure so that they can work towards success. The third thing that's important is to support their learning throughout all of this. And this includes providing them with actual resources, and this could be books on leadership or the skills that they need to develop. It could even be access to other leaders or other people that might be able to give them advice and training. You also want to make sure that you're providing regular feedback for them. And this includes the things that they're doing well as the areas that they need to improve in so that they have a chance to evaluate what's important and develop accordingly. And finally, you need to coach them through challenging situations, how they solve problems, how they make decisions, how they overcome adversity. Give them the resources to help them learn to be better leaders. The fourth thing is to make sure that you're recognizing their achievements. This includes both their efforts, because sometimes it's a lot of work to try something new and to work on a new skill, but also recognize when they've actually succeeded and had an impact on the work or the group. And recognition comes in multiple forms, and you want to be looking at both informal and formal types of recognition, such as a formal kind of recognition might be a company award or perhaps providing them with a bonus. Informal could be something as a thank you note or a recognition at a team meeting. Look at both when it comes to making sure that they know that they are doing well. And finally, with all good feedback, you want to make sure you're being specific and timely with that feedback. Be very clear as to what it is that you're recognizing and what is the actual behavior that they've succeeded at. And in addition, don't wait weeks to recognize them. As soon as you can, as soon as it's possible, make sure that they know that they're doing a good job. Another important thing to make sure that they're learning is collaboration and teamwork. Because as a leader, they need to understand that they're not getting anything done if they can't get people to work together and solve problems. And this starts with you. You need to be demonstrating how to do this so they can learn. So promote good communication skills, promote helping other people out, and also how do they find solutions together. Make sure that they can see and then also connect the dots for them so that they understand how to apply these skills themselves. Finally, you want to encourage innovation on the team, because when you're facing problems as a manager, there may not be any obvious solutions. So one exercise you might want to give them is, let's say they're working on a particular problem, have them list all the possible solutions that they can come up with, and then as an exercise, say to them, none of those they can use. Then they need to come up with some new ideas. Encourage out of the box thinking. Encourage them to think, in alternative ways, because they may need to lead their new team into places their team has never gone before, and that starts with an innovative approach to thinking. Developing leadership skills in your team members is an incredibly important thing to do, because you have to recognize that your team is not going to stay static forever, and your employees are going to want to build their career. So start today to give them the skills and provide them the development so they're ready for tomorrow. What other skills do you think are important for employees to learn? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, let's get to work.